What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DC, and I'm here with a new reaction video to Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3, Episode 6. This is the recap. Now, if you're a huge fan of Power like me, and you like the videos I upload and create, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and turn on your post bell notifications to get notified every time I upload a video. Also, leave your comments and theories down below in the comment box. But overall, Episode 6 was solid. Another banger episode as usual. Things are starting to heat up, and I can't wait to see what happens next. We only got 4 episodes left, and I'm expecting these next 4 episodes to be straight up fire. I can't wait to see these next episodes. Season 3 been good. Compared to Season 1 and Season 2, Season 3 is definitely my favorite in my book. Now I can't wait to see what happens next with these storylines. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens next. But enough talking, let's get into this video. Now the episode starts off with Monet. We see Monet identifying the body of Lorenzo at the morgue, and Monet calls the kids to inform them that their father has died. And the kids is devastated by the news once they find out that Lorenzo has passed away. Now we get to the next scene with Effie and Tariq. And Effie informs Tariq that Lorenzo was murdered last night outside the Tejada family bar and doesn't know anything about it. She then asks Tariq if there's something wrong with him and looked like he's seen a ghost or something. Tariq tells her it's nothing, and he just remembered he had something to do before he went to class. But deep down inside, Tariq is really not messing with Effie no more. Like, it's a done deal now that he know about Lauren being alive. Him and Effie, it's a wrap. And just based on how Tariq was moving this episode, he let it be known that he was not messing with Effie no more. And I don't blame Tariq, because shit, man, Effie betrayed his trust already before, and now she done did it again with the Lauren situation. Like, I understand her point of view, but she could at least told Tariq about it. Like, now it's a done deal between them two. Now we get to the next scene with Cooper Saxe and Davis McLean. And Davis wants to know if Cooper Saxe heard anything about the investigation of Lauren Baldwin's death. And he wants to know if Tariq's name is being brought up in the investigation. Saxe tells him he hasn't heard anything about it, but he'll look into it. He then proceeds to ask Davis about his brother Theo and how's he doing. Davis tells Saxe he's not doing well. They need to hurry up and get Theo out of jail ASAP. And he wants to know if Saxe knows anybody in the governor's office that can help push through a commutation to help get Theo released. And we find out later on in the episode that Saxe will be seeking help from Rashad Tate in order to help out with getting Theo Rollins released from jail. Now we get to the next scene with Lauren, and Lauren has snuck out of the safe house that Jenny had her locked in and went back home to her house to try to see her mom and dad. But when Jenny arrives at the house looking for Lauren, she tells her that her parents was relocated for their safety and they still think she's dead. Lauren tells Jenny she wants her life back and she can't keep lying to everybody about her being dead. Jenny tells her that she won't be able to leave or see her parents until she's done cooperating with her case. And if she does try to leave, things might not end well for them. Lauren agrees to go back to the safe house, but she tells Jenny she wants to have a conversation with Cooper Saxe first before she returns, and she wants to talk to Saxe alone. And Jenny agrees to let Lauren and Saxe have a conversation later on in the episode. Now we get to the next scene in the classroom, and Professor Ben is having a discussion with the class about the topic, the land of lies. They all are giving their opinions about the topic, and one of their classmates decides to use Lorenzo's death as an example and talk about his passing while Diana is not there. Tariq comes to her defense and tells his classmates to have some respect for her while she's grieving her father's death. And I respect Tariq for this, because Diana wasn't there to defend herself or her father, so it wasn't right for them to try to use Lorenzo's death as an example, knowing damn well if Diana was there in that classroom, they wouldn't have had that same energy. So I respect Tariq for coming to her defense and defending her and her family name. Because they was tripping. They had no reason to even be speaking about Lorenzo's death in that class. That shouldn't have even been a topic of discussion. So props to Tariq for standing up for Diana, because they was wrong for that. Now we see Monet having a conversation with the kids about Lorenzo. Drew tells Monet he heard on the streets that the Russians had something to do with Lorenzo's death for what they did to the Castillo Connect. Kane tells Drew they didn't pull the trigger on the Russian Connect, and it was his idea to make a move on the Castillo Connect in the first place. Monet intervenes and tells him she doesn't want to make a move on the Russians until she had proof it was them behind Lorenzo's death, which pissed Drew off. Now Monet tells Kane she wants him to look after Lorenzo's life insurance policy, and she wants him to learn how to handle the family's clean money. Kane agrees to it. He then tells Monet afterwards that it seemed like she might have had some questions about Lorenzo in regards to him lying about killing IG the last time they met up and talked. Monet tells Kane Lorenzo was her husband for 20 years, and plus she would never have her husband killed. And if she did have him killed, why isn't he in the ground next to him for keeping his father's secrets from her? She then tells Kane to stop trying to put 2 and 2 together, because his dumb ass always come up with 5. And Monet, she got to stop sleeping on Kane, because Kane been bossing up this season. Like, I understand Kane been on some dumb shit the last 2 seasons, but Kane been bossing up this season. Kane actually been stepping up and taking care of stuff and handling business. So Monet, you might not want to sleep on Kane, because Kane been putting 2 and 2 together all season long, and he been getting folks. So you might not want to sleep on your boy Kane. Now we get to the next scene with Tariq and Brayden, and Tariq punched the shit out of Brayden's ass the moment he walks out the elevator, demanding answers about Lauren's death. Like, Tariq didn't even give him a chance to put his hands up. He straight punched the shit out of Brayden's ass. I'm not gonna lie, he smacked fire out of Brayden. Brayden comes clean and tells Tariq he tried to get Lauren to safety, even though Kane threatened his life. Eddie told him that Lauren was wearing a wire. Tariq want to know, how does Kane know about the information of Lauren wearing a wire? Brayden tells him he didn't say nothing to Kane, which prompts Tariq to believe Effie was the one that told Kane about it, since Brayden and Effie was the only two that knew Lauren was wearing a wire. Realizing that Effie has went behind his back and betrayed his trust once again, Tariq tells Brayden not to say anything to Effie about it. But we know Tariq ends up confronting Effie later on in the episode, and things did not go good for Effie when Tariq confronts her about it. Now, Cooper Saxe meets up with Rashad Tate, and Saxe wants to know if it's possible if Tate could help out with assisting him in helping Davis get Theo out of jail. Tate agrees to help out, but he tells Saxe in order for him to help out, he's going to need something in return. Rashad tells him he wants Davis to wage an opposition campaign against his opponent. Saxe agrees to the deal, let it be known that Davis will be on board to help out with the plan. As Rashad is exiting out of the bar, Jenny shows up at the bar, pops up on Cooper Saxe, and she wants to apologize to him for lying about Lauren Baldwin still being alive. Saxe ends up finding out that Jenny opened a new investigation case against Tariq and Tejadas by using him as her CI in order to do it. Saxe tells her he's not sure if he wants to cooperate anymore, and he wants to get justice the right way. Jenny tells Saxe if he doesn't cooperate with her and help out with this case, she's going to use his confession about him bringing a gun to truth the night James St. Patrick was murdered against him, pulling Saxe right back into the mix once again, forcing him to help her out with her case. Now we get to the next scene with Tariq and Effie, and your boy Tariq then rented out the Lamborghini truck. Man, shout out to Tariq. Ever since he got his car, this boy don't know how to act. This boy then pulled up in a Porsche. Now he pulling up in a Lamborghini truck. Shout out to Tariq. Tariq been doing this thing all season. He been leveling up. I'm not gonna lie, Tariq been shining. Shout out to Tariq. Now Tariq and Effie is having a conversation, and Tariq opens up to her about his past and the things he had to go through. Tariq tells her that ever since he took out the dirty cop Ray Ray that killed his sister, it seemed like he started a cycle of stuff that he can't get away from. He then tells her he had to take out his father in order to protect himself from going to jail, because his father wanted him to confess to the murder of Ray Ray. Effie opens up to Tariq and tells him she used to be touched by one of her mom's boyfriends when she was younger, and that they're most likely still together right now. And I understand this was I feel bad for Effie when she told Tariq this. I wish no woman should never have to go through that. But Tariq was not trying to hear that. Like, he wanted to know the truth about Lauren, and Effie still lying. Like, she could have told him the truth, but she instead chose to use her childhood trauma to hide the truth about what happened to Lauren. And that's what I don't like. Like, you could have told this man the truth, and he's sitting there trying to get you to tell the truth, and you don't want to tell the truth. Now they arrive at the crime scene, and Tariq wants to know what happened to Lauren the night she was killed. Tariq tells Effie he know the truth already, and he just wants her to be honest about it. Effie finally comes clean and tells Tariq she was left with no choice, and she had to take her out because she wore a wire. And Tariq should have been the one to take her out instead of her, and she only did it to protect him. And I understand Effie's perspective. I understand, Lauren wearing a wire and all that, but it's just a hard situation. But Tariq wasn't trying to hear any of that shit. And he tell Effie, fuck you, straight up. Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Leaving her stranded at the crime scene, telling her to find her way back home. And honestly, I want to know how Effie got back home, because that ride looked far as hell. That looked like that was a far-ass car ride. I genuinely want to know, how the hell did she get back home? Now we see Lauren and Saxe having a conversation, and Lauren tells Saxe she doesn't feel comfortable trying to put Tariq in jail if he wasn't the one that tried to kill her. Saxe tells her that Tariq is far from innocent. Saxe explains to her that back in the day, he used to be a U.S. attorney, and he was investigating his father. He also tells her that Tariq was groomed by his family, and he's been selling drugs before he even started attending high school, which led up to his sister's death. He continues on by telling her that everything that happened at Stansfield, Tariq is responsible for, from the Jabari Reynolds murder, to the dead kid that was found in the pool, and to the drugs that was being sold on campus, was all Tariq's doing. And Saxe believes Lauren's testimony can finally put an end to Tariq. But honestly, all this is going to do is put Lauren's safety at risk even more. And I don't like how Jenny is handling this situation, to be honest, because she's really putting Lauren's life at risk just to try to nail Tariq in the Tejadas. And Lauren keep telling her that Tariq didn't try to kill her. And Saxe knows this, but she's still blackmailing Saxe to cooperate with her in this case. And this is honestly not going to end well. And I have a major feeling something bad is going to happen with this situation. And I hope Lauren makes it out of it alive. Now we get to the next scene at the warehouse, and Tariq has kicked Braden and Effie out of business, locking both of them out of the warehouse. Now Effie want to know what did Braden tell Tariq, and why did he open his mouth to him about Lauren. Braden tells her he didn't tell him anything, and Tariq already came to him knowing about it, and he was beating his ass about it. They continue going back and forth, and Effie decides to quit on him and walk away from the business, telling Braden that they all too weak for her. Now Kane wants to know where's Effie and Braden at, and Tariq tells him he kicked both of them out of business. Kane realizes that Tariq has found out about what they did to Lauren, and he tells them they did what they had to do because he wouldn't take care of it. And he dares Tariq to come out next because that'll make his motherfucking day. He then tells Tariq they need to handle their issues on their own time. They need to move Noma's weight or she's going to kill them all. Tariq tells him he got it, and he's going to continue moving weight at Braden's family hedge fund. And he's going to use Diana to move weight at the Ivy Leagues, telling Kane they handle all the work. And they don't need Braden and Effie to move all the product. Now we get to the next scene with Kane and Braden. And Kane wants Braden to look after Lorenzo's life insurance policy and keep it to how the family money clean. Braden thinks it'd be a good idea to invest the money at his family hedge fund, but Kane tells him that the money is tied up right now, and they can't invest at the moment. Kane wants to know why did Braden let Tariq kick him out of the business. He tells Braden that if he wants him to invest his money at his family hedge fund, he's going to need him to find a way back into the business. And maybe he'll think about investing his family money at Western Holdings. And honestly, I think something's going to happen with that money at Western Holdings. And Monet really should have left Diana in charge of Lorenzo's life insurance policy and not Kane. And I hope nothing doesn't happen to it, but this is power. And things doesn't go as planned. So I'm expecting something to happen with that money at Western Holdings. Now we get to the next scene at Lorenzo's repast, and Kai is having a conversation with Kane and Drew. Kai lets them know that word around town is they doing Lorenzo dirty by not answering back for his murder, and he want to know why. Kane tells them that they taking care of family first, then they will retaliate. As the conversation continues, Monet ends up walking by, and Kai tells Kane and Drew Monet look like she need a shoulder to lean on, and this right here pissed Drew off. Drew gets upset at Kai for being disrespectful towards his mom, and he was finna get ready to put hands on Kai until Monet came and held Drew back. Kai then tells Monet if there's anything she needs to let him know. And your boy Kai was on one. I'm not gonna lie, he was trying to get up in Monet cheeks. I don't blame him. Shit, Monet be looking good in these episodes, but Monet shiesty Kai, so you might want to watch it back. Now, Drew tells Monet they need to answer back for Lorenzo's death, and he wants to make a move on the Russians and take them out. Monet tells him it's not a good idea, and they can't make a move on the Russians until they have proof that they was behind Lorenzo's murder. She then tells Drew she's going to be in charge now, and things is going to be different. And she wants Drew to take over the family business. And all this is going to do right here is cause conflict between Drew and Kane, because Monet has manipulated both of them to go against each other in order to keep her secret from getting out. But honestly, all this is going to do is cause more chaos in the family. And Monet is going to have no one to blame about it but herself. And sooner than later, the kids is going to find out that she had something to do with Lorenzo being taken out. And I can't wait to see their reaction once they find out the truth. Now, we see Diana and Salim upstairs in the bedroom. And Salim wants to know who is all those people down there for Lorenzo's repast and asks her if they all family. Like, why does it matter to you who is all those people downstairs? It's not your business. Salim is really starting to get on my goddamn nerves. He always asking questions. And then this fool had the nerve to tell Diana Lorenzo's choices led up to his death. Like, why would you say that to her in her house while she's grieving her father's death? Diana ends up kicking Salim out the house, and she tells him if he can't find his way out the door, her brothers will show him his way out. And honestly, Diana should have got Kane and Drew to whoop his ass. I'm tired of Salim. This boy always asking questions every other episode, always talking shit. Like, I'm tired of Salim. Salim should have got Drew and Kane to stump his ass out. If that was me, I would have got my brothers to show his ass to the door, and they would have whooped his ass. Diana should have got them to stump Salim out. Now we get to the next scene at Western Holdings, and Braden decides to cut off Tariq access from entering the Western Holdings building. Braden tells Tariq that he helped him build the business, and he just can't be cutting him out of the business whenever he feels like it. He then tells Tariq he's sorry for what he did, but they're family, and family forgives each other. Tariq tells Braden he should have came clean to him about what happened and told the truth. And he tells him that him and Effie are no different from his family, and they all a bunch of liars. Now, Tariq goes and visits his sister Raina's gravesite to talk to her about the things he's going through and him not being able to trust nobody. Grandma still shows up at the gravesite to bring Raina flowers. Tariq tries to apologize to his grandmother for having her sent to rehab, but she doesn't want to hear it. Grandma still tells Tariq that he reaped what he sowed. His decision and choices is the reason why he can't trust nobody now. She also tells Tariq that she is alone in this world because of him. His lies is the reason why his sister Raina is dead now, and he's beginning to act just like his father. And if he doesn't stop doing the things that he's doing, he's going to end up right next to him. And I truly understand Grandma Stell's perspective on this situation with her family. She has lost a lot from this situation and had to go through a lot of stuff. From Raina dying, to Tasha and Yasmin being sent away to witness protection, even the death of his father Ghost. And I can't do nothing but feel sorry for Grandma Stell, because Tariq is really the reason why she's going through what she's going through. And I'm glad she was able to tell Tariq this, because this is something that he needed to hear. And the real OG Power fans know that if there's one thing about Big Mama, she gonna speak her mind regardless and say how she feel. So I'm glad she was able to express her feelings to Tariq and let it all out. We get to the next scene with Drew and Gordo, and Drew tells Gordo he has a plan to take out the Russians, but he doesn't have enough bodies for it, and he needs his help in order to get the job done. Gordo doesn't think it's a good idea for him to go after Russians, but he agrees to help out Drew with his plan, because he doesn't want Drew to know that he was the one that killed his father. And eventually, that secret is going to come out. And I can't wait to see Drew's reaction once he finds out that Gordo was the one that took out his pops. Mark my words, Drew is going to be the one that smoked Gordo. Drew is going to take the kill shot on Gordo, watch. When he find out the truth, I'm telling y'all, Drew is going to smoke Gordo. Mark my words. Now, Tariq pops up at Diana's dorm room to see her, and Celine comes afterwards trying to bring her flowers and shit. Like, bro, I'm tired of this corny ass nigga. I'm tired of Celine, bro. I'm tired of this donkey in the face ass nigga showing up every time. I'm tired of this nigga, bro. I'm tired. And I'm glad Brushanja told him that she was in there with somebody else. Oh, she want to see me. No, she don't want to see you, bro. It's a wrap. Like, I'm tired of Salim. I can't wait till Salim gets smoked, bro. I am tired of Salim. Now, Diana and Tariq is having a conversation, and Tariq wants to know if it's possible she could help him move weight at Stansfield. Diana tells Tariq that she's done moving weight, and she wants to be free of the life like her dad wanted her to be, and she's going to live up to that promise so she can make him proud. She then tells Tariq she needs to find a place to stash the work that her father had her moving at the candy store. Tariq offers to help Diana by letting her use the codes to access the lockboxes on the rooftop. He then asks Diana if she's okay, because he knows she has a lot going on in her head. Diana tells him that Monet wants her to do the eulogy at Lorenzo's funeral, and she doesn't know what to say. Tariq tells Diana to speak from the heart, and to say the things she would have said to her father if he was still alive today. Diana and Tariq end up kissing, but Diana wants to know how his Effie want to feel about it. But Tariq tells her they're not together no more, and she doesn't have anything to worry about. And your boy Tariq was on his Denzel Washington, I'm leaving here with something type of vibe, goddammit. And I don't blame Tariq. I would have spun the block on Diana too. If you ask me, him and Diana need to be together. But everything that he got going on between him and Effie and Lauren and all the Rico bullshit, him and Diana need to be together. Everybody always talking about, oh, Diana, she went behind Tariq back and she do some snake shit and all this and that. Well, Lauren and Effie done did the same thing. Lauren is snitched to Jenny about the goddamn lockboxes. Effie then went behind Tariq back at Choke and got him kicked out. And she then went behind his back and killed Lauren. So what's the difference with Diana? Like, you ask me personally, Tariq and Diana need to be together. That's just my opinion. Now we get to the next scene with Drew. And Drew shows up at the Russian bar disguised as a delivery guy. And Drew is able to make contact with one of the Russians to stab him to death with the help of the Castillo brothers. And all this is going to do is cause more chaos between the Russians and the Tejada family. Now that Drew has killed another member in the Russian organization, the Russians is going to want payback no matter what. And we saw that later on in the episode when they shot up Lorenzo's funeral. Now, Effie pops up at Diana's dorm room, and she tells Diana she needs her to team up with her to help move product at Stansfield, now that Tariq has cut her out of business. She tells her that she's looking for a new partner, and with Diana's product and her system, they could keep everything under the radar. But she doesn't want Diana to say anything to Tariq until the business is up and running. Diana then opens her room door all the way, revealing to Effie that Tariq was in her dorm room. And I'm not gonna lie, this scene had me rolling. The look on Effie's face when she saw Tariq in that room with Diana, that shit had me crying. Effie talk about some man, F y'all. F all y'all. Like, what you mad for? Like, you did all this BS. Nobody ain't tell you to go out there and kill Lauren. Like, I understand the situation with Lauren and all that, but nobody ain't tell you to do that shit. Effie, you chose to go kill Lauren. Like, nobody told you to stick your nose in that man Tariq business. Now you mad that he doubling back with Diana. Hey, I don't blame him. I would have did the same damn thing. Props to your boy Tariq. Now we get to the next scene at Western Holdings with Braden and Kiki. And Braden wants to know if it's possible if Kiki can help invest the dirty money that Kane gave to him at Western Holdings. And he wants to know if it's possible she can make it look legit. Kiki knows he's up to something, but she agrees to do it. But in order for her to do it, she tells Braden she's going to need him to give her a cut out of it. Braden doesn't agree with it at first, but Kiki tells him that she is assuming risk by agreeing to help him out. And he's going to give her a cut whether he likes it or not, forcing Braden to accept her offer to give her a piece of the cut out of the deal. Now we get to the next scene with Diana on the Stansfield rooftop, And Diana ends up getting caught putting product into the lockboxes by the camera that Jenny had installed on the rooftop that Lauren told her about. And this right here isn't going to end well for Diana. I have a strong feeling that law enforcement is now about to start looking into Diana about this. And Diana may possibly be arrested because of Lauren. And I need Tariq to handle Lauren, because not like that. By Lauren opening her mouth telling Jenny about this rooftop area, this is now putting more of the organization at risk. And I need Tariq to take care of Lauren low-key. Now we get to the next scene with Tariq. And Tariq is being followed by Obi and his goons to the train station. Obi stops Tariq and he wants to know where is Tariq going, assuming that he is trying to leave and escape town. Obi takes Tariq back to his warehouse to ask some questions. Tariq tells Obi that he was only making a delivery across town and that he stopped him from doing it. And he's going to make sure to tell Noma about it at the next re-up when they don't have her money. Obi points a gun at Tariq and he tells him that he's not going to say anything to Noma about this. And they better have all their money at the next re-up. He also tells Tariq that Kane, Braden, and Effie needs to be there as well, because he doesn't like things being done different. Now, Grandma still calls Tariq trying to see where's he at, and Tariq tells her that he's not going to be able to meet up with her. He explains to his grandmother that she's not safe in New York City anymore, and he has set it up for her to be with Tasha and Yasmin. He tells her to go visit Tamika Washington at her office, and she'll be able to reunite her with Tasha and Yasmin. And this was a great chess move on Tariq end. I'm not gonna lie, because Tariq already knew that Obi and his goons was watching him. So he drew all the attention on him, so that way he was able to get his grandmother to safety. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a great ass chess move. Obi thought he was doing something, but Obi don't realize Tariq is smart. And Obi gonna realize that sooner than later that Tariq is smarter than what he thinks. Now we get to the next scene at Lorenzo's funeral, and we see the Tejada family paying their final respects to Lorenzo. The Castillo family is there as well, and Gordo was just sitting there in the church like he ain't the reason that Lorenzo was laying inside that casket. Now Diana is giving a eulogy, and as this is going on, Jenny and Blanca are sitting in the back of the church looking at the photos that they have of Diana on the Stansfield rooftop. Blanca tells Jenny that they can't make a move on her yet, and she wants to get more leverage on Diana before they do make a move on her. Kane then tells his father that he's sorry for letting him down, and that won't ever happen again, and he's going to put the family first no matter what, taking Lorenzo's chain out of the casket and putting it over his neck. Now the Russian shows up and starts shooting up the funeral. The Tejada family, along with the Castillo brothers, was able to fight off the Russians and kill one of the shooters in the process. Kane confronts Drew afterwards and wants to know why did Drew start a war with the Russians. Drew tells Kane that he might be rocking Lorenzo's peace, but he's the one in charge now. Kane and Drew ends up getting into a tussle and Monet has to separate both of them, telling Kane to fall back on Drew. She tells Kane that Drew had a plan and made the right decision by going after the Russians. And this pissed Kane off. Kane ends up storming out of the funeral and leaving. And I don't blame Kane. That was kind of dumb on Drew end to go start a war with the Russians not having proof. And Monet told him not to make a move on the Russians. So I don't blame Kane for leaving. I would have been mad too. Now Kane pops up on Effie at Stansfield and he stops Effie for trying to delete the coffee app that Tariq and Braden got set up on Wall Street to move product. And I'm glad Kane came in and stopped her from doing this shit, because it would have did nothing but made things worse for her. Like, you trying to hurt Tariq and stop his business, but all you doing is making the situation worse for you, because you connected to all this shit with Tariq. And like Noma said, if y'all don't get her money, she's going to kill y'all all. So shutting down the business is just going to put your life at jeopardy even more. And Kane understands this. Kane offers Effie a solution instead. Kane offers to give Effie some product on the side to keep her hustle going. And he tells her that she shouldn't be punished for handling business. And I'm telling y'all, before this season ends, Kane and Effie is going to smash. Kane is going to clap them cheeks. Tariq is going to be pissed the hell off when Kane and Effie smash. It's there. The chemistry, the connection, it's already there. Effie and Kane is going to smash before the season is over with. Now, Tariq meets up with Braden, and he tells Braden that he was stopped by Obi earlier in the episode, and he's being pressured to move Noma's weight. Reek tells Braden that he has a plan to get from under Noma by using the picture that Effie took of her child in Italy as leverage to get out of the game. But in order for him to do that, he's going to need Braden's help moving Noma's weight, because they still have to move her weight, or else she's going to kill him. Braden agrees to help out Tariq, and as Tariq is walking off, Tariq gets a text message from Lauren saying that they need to talk. And I can't wait to see this next conversation between Lauren and Tariq. I'm expecting Lauren to give Tariq more intel about the feds and what they have on them, and I can't wait to see what's next with this situation. Now we get to the last scene of the episode, and Monet ends up seeing the ghost of Lorenzo sitting at her table. Lorenzo tells Monet that he still loves her, and he forgives her for what she did to him. He then tells her that the kids are going to find out what she did, and when they do find out, they never going to forgive her for it. And Lorenzo is absolutely right about this. Monet, when them kids find out what you did to their daddy, all hell is about to break loose. And I'm expecting one of the kids to turn on Monet once they find out. And I'm expecting that kid to be Diana. Because Diana and Lorenzo had a special relationship, and she was the one that helped get Lorenzo out of jail. So Monet, you in some shit when them kids find out what you did. I can't wait to see their reactions once they find out that Monet took out their daddy. That's the scene that I'm looking forward to seeing before this season is over with. But if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and leave your comments and theories down below in the comment box. But it's your boy DC. I'm out. I'll see you guys next time.